Welcome to another episode of Living Outside the Cube. It's Fab Poli here, and today we're going to talk about Donald Trump. Lots of talk about Donald Trump, and lots of people hating the poor guy. I mean, the amount of bad press this guy gets is just absolutely... I've never seen anything like it. So the question today is, why do people hate Donald Trump? Yes, Donald Trump, the guy that wrote The Art of the Deal, which is his first book. The guy that wrote this book here and many other books, that's built a real estate empire, built a great brand, had a reality TV show called The Apprentice, which was very successful, which then franchised all over the world. Yeah, this is the guy that took a few $1 million that his dad gave him and turned it into $1 billion empire. A guy that was born into a family that was building homes in Queens, in New York, and then decided, I want to go over there into Manhattan and build stuff, luxury buildings and hotels and that, which is what he went on to do. So here he is today. He became president of the United States. A lot of people thought he was never going to run. It was just a bit of a joke. A lot of people thought he was never going to get the nomination. And then he did, and then he actually won. Now, I've been following Donald Trump for about 30 years now. I've read all his books. I've done business with about 3 or 4 people that know the Trump family very well. And I've heard good things. Now, of course, the guy is not a saint, but you have to recognize that the guy has done well for himself. He has really lived the American dream, and also raised some great kids that are doing great things too. Now, but why is it that everybody, but a lot of people are against this man and talking badly about it? Now, I think the fact that Donald Trump is rich is the reason why people don't like him. The fact that he's been out all his life teaching people to think big, telling his children from a very young age they need to think big. This is something that not everybody is prepared to do. And this is why you get so many people hitting against him, is because they're not willing to do what it takes. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to become multi-billionaires like Donald Trump. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that because not everybody's designed to do that. We all have, and as I said in a previous video, you have to figure out what you're here to do. But what I don't understand is why people are judging this man and throwing mud at him just because he's a billionaire, okay? So he's done well for himself. He was given a talent, like you've got talents, like I've got talents. He used his talents and he made success out of it, okay? He's built a big empire. And, you know, nobody, I mean, you think of it, if you had all the money that he has, would you want to be president of the United States? I mean, if he wants to go out and see a movie with his wife and his son Byron, do you think he can today go to the cinema in Washington to watch a movie? No, because that would mean moving so many, security personnel out because he's the president of the United States. I mean, the guy's got so much money, he could have easily retired and gone and played golf every day and enjoyed time with his family. No, he decided to put himself on the line at his age of just over 70 to sort of sort out things in his country. So what I'm saying is, don't bash against the guy just because he's got money. I mean, if you have a lot of money, you can make a lot of difference as long as the money is used in the correct manner. Okay? Now, there are people that, make a lot of money and go out there and collect, 55 Ferraris. I remember visiting with somebody a number of years ago, and he had a collection of over 40 vintage Ferraris in his garage. And I thought to myself, well, okay, he likes cars, fine, but that money could have been used in a different way to produce jobs, to help people. There's many things that you can do with money. Now, what a lot of people don't know is, and I'll just tell you a brief story of Donald Trump. Many years ago, he was driving around New York in his limousine, and the limousine broke down. And so there he was sitting in the limousine, and his driver was a bit worried, didn't know what to do. Somebody noticed that they were on the side of the road. The bonnet was up. They stopped, and they got out. This guy was a mechanic, and he helped sort the car out, and he got the car going again. Well, you know what Donald Trump did? He made sure that his people tracked down this man, found out what the circumstances were of this man and his family, and he paid his mortgage off. Just like that. Now, this is a story that hasn't really got out there in the media, but this is one of the things that Donald Trump has done. But you think CNN and BBC and whatever will tell this story? No, they're going on recently about about Trump and what he said about certain nations and didn't want certain people in the US. Now, maybe I wouldn't have used the language he used, but I've done a lot of traveling, and there are places around the world that are very different to the United States. And I'm not quite sure if America or any other nation would want those people living in America. I think that a nation should have a point system where, if I ran a nation, like I run a company, I want the best people to work for me. If I want people to come and live in America, if, say I'm the President of the United States, I want to make sure I'm bringing in the best people. So there's a point system. So what qualifications do you have? What experience do you bring to the table? What do you intend to do when you land here? Are you coming with a family? How old are your kids? These are the questions I would ask. Has this guy got a criminal background? These are questions that, I would ask, and then people that get more points were allowed to be in. So anyway, just to go back to the whole Trump thing, and I don't want to get in. This is not a political video, and this is not a video to promote Donald Trump. This is a video to just sort of say, stop hating the guy. Sort of look into who he is and what he has done. Have you read his books? Because most people that are attacking the guy have not read. I've read every book that he has written, and I follow the guy. I've done business with him, and again, he's not a saint, but he's a billionaire that's put his ability, his talent, to the service of his nation. So give the guy a chance. Don't lash against him every 5 seconds. Give him a chance. Let him deliver, and let's see if he delivers the results. Let's see if he improves the United States. Let's see if he puts more money into the pockets of the average American. Give the guy a chance. He's only been in office a year. But as I said before, unfortunately, people, the general public, don't like people with money. And this is, I don't know if this has been pre-programmed into people to stop people from thinking about having money, because they think, well, it's actually good to be poor. And then this whole thing about Jesus was a poor man when he wasn't, because if you look into and you study the Bible properly, you also understand that Jesus, number one, was not poor. Okay, actually he was wealthy for that time, and so were his apostles. They were wealthy people, and he taught prosperity. There's a great book out called the Millionaire from Nazareth, which explains this and goes more into it, written by Catherine Ponder, which book, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. But anyway, so going back to Donald Trump, Donald Trump is hated because he is rich. That's why people hate him. And if it had been another billionaire in his place, they would have hated him. But, when America was led by Barack Obama, who was a nobody that suddenly came onto the scene and became president and came out of nothing, people liked him because he was a poor man. He was poor, and he was put into the White House, and now he's rich. So are you going to trust something like that? And I'm not trying to bash Obama. I'm just saying there's this thing against people with money. But remember, it takes money to create a company. And it takes money to take an idea from an idea and create a business around that idea. And once a business is created around an idea, that idea becomes a company. That company needs a team. That team means people. Those people are going to be paid money. With that money, those people are going to be able to buy food, buy a house, provide clothing for their children, pay for their children's education, buy a car, go on holiday. Look how many things happen because of money. So ideas and money, when they meet, they produce jobs. And when you've got money in your pocket, you can solve a lot more problems. And so I think the problem with Donald Trump, and the reason why people hate him, is because he has a lot of money. And that's why. But there's nothing bad about having money as long as the money is used for the right reasons. And that's all from Fab Poli, Living Outside the Cube, and I'll see you on the next one.